Hello, let us start our second chapter, that is skeletal system. Before going into the details of this chapter, I would like to tell you that if you have any confusion from your first chapter, please you may note it down so that we can have sufficient discussion on those topics afterwards. Today I will try to give you the basic details or basic introduction of this chapter, that is our skeletal system. Our body is supported by the skeletal system or skeleton. You better look at the picture so that you can understand the topic clearly. Here on the screen you can see a human skeleton. It looks like a human, that's why it is called a human skeleton, because the skeleton is of human skeleton. Our body is supported by skeletal systems, that is called the skeletal systems or the skeleton. The skeleton is a framework of bones. They provide shape to our body. Who provide shapes to our body? That is the skeleton. It also protects the body from external shocks. Who protects our body from the external shocks? That is our skeleton. Our skeleton protects the soft organs from the external shocks. Here I have mentioned a word, that is soft organ. Many of you may know about soft organs. Let me share few examples with you. Those are heart, kidney, lungs, pancreas, etc. These are the soft organs which stay inside our skeleton. Hmm? So our skeleton plays an important role to protect these soft organs. Next, you may see a question, why bones are important. What is the importance of bone in our body? Our body has different types of bones. They are of different shapes and sizes. So one thing you have to keep it in mind, that is the bones which are present in our body are of different shapes and size. All of them are not of the same shapes and sizes. They vary from shapes and size. Some are long and some are short. Some of the bones are long, whereas remaining of them are short. Some are round and some are flat. Some bones are hard and strong, and whereas some are soft. This is the basic difference between the bones, different types of bones which are present in our body. So in this way we can little bit classify our bones. In an adult human body, there are 206 bones. How many bones are there in adult human body? Your answer should be 206. Very important point. Please underline. Some of the ways in which bones helps our body are given below. Now we are going to look into some points how the bones are important for us. The first point is that they give shape and support to our body. Here they means bones. Bones give shape and support to our body. Bones helps us to stand upright or stand straight also, you can write down, no problem. So I hope these 2 points are clear. Next, let us proceed to our next point, that is the third point. Bones protect the delicate internal organs of our body. Delicate internal organs are also called as soft organs of our body. As I have given you some examples, that is the brain, heart, lungs, kidney, etc. Next, bones and muscles together help in the movement of the body. Our body is able to move because of the bones and muscles. Bones and muscles together help in that movement. In the absence of any one of this, we could not be able to move our body. Next topic is our major bones. The human skeleton has certain major bones which play an important role in the functioning of the body and in protecting the important organs of the body. Now let us learn more about the major bones. So the first major bone which we will discuss right now is our skull. Look at the picture, skull. The skull is a hollow structure that surrounds and protects the brain. Can you name the bones, or can you name the bone which protects our brain? Your answer should be skull. Skull protects our brain. The skull is made up of 22 bones. So how many bones are there in our skull? Our skull is made up of 22 bones. The presence of 22 bones makes a skull. 8 flat bones of the skull are interlocked to form head. How many flat bones are interlocked together to form head? You have to keep it in mind that 8 flat bones are there. They remain interlocked with each other to form the head. The remaining 14 of the skull together forms the frame of the face as you look like. These 14 bones play an important role in how the person will look like. The skull has holes for eyes and nose. Next we have our jaw bones. The bones that make up the jaw help us in biting and chewing food, speaking and yawning. These are the jaw bones. The lower jawbone, also known as mandible. Can you name the lower jawbone? Scientifically, it is known as mandible, or in medical term, it is called mandible. It forms the lower part of the skull. The upper jawbone, also known as maxilla. So, lower jawbones are known as mandible, and upper jawbone is known as maxilla. Sorry for that disturbance. Forms the major part of the center of the face. Hmm? This together forms the major part of the center of the face. The upper and the lower jawbones together form the structure of the mouth. So upper and the lower jawbones together forms the structure of our mouth. The lower jawbone is the only movable bone in the skull. Star mark this point. A short answer type question, that is a very important question, may come in your exam from this. Can you name the movable bone in the skull? So your answer should be that the lower jawbone is the only movable bone in the skull. What should be the opposite word for movable? That is immovable. That means except the lower jawbones, remaining all of them are immovable in nature. Immovable means they cannot move from their position. 16 teeth are embedded in each jaw of an adult. That means 16 teeth are embedded in each. That means the combination of upper and the lower jaw makes 32. Total number of teeth in a human body. Permanent teeth we are talking about, definitely. That should be 32. So we have discussed our skull and jawbone. Next we have our backbone. Look at the picture of the backbone at first. That will help you to understand the topic clearly. The long bony structure of the skeleton is the backbone. This one is called our backbone. It is known as the vertebral column. In medical term, it is called vertebral column. In normal, it is called as backbone. Generally, we term it as a backbone. The backbone is made up of 33 small bones called the vertebrae. So, how many bones are there in our vertebral column? That is 32 small bones are there in our backbone. And those bones are called vertebrae. Those individual small bones are called vertebrae. These small bones are linked together like a chain. They allow us to bend and twist our back. The backbone runs along our backs and protect the spinal cord. The spinal cord is a bundle of nerves that takes messages from the body to the brain and from the brain back to the body. It is the part of our nervous system. So, what is spinal cord? Spinal cord is a bundle of nerves that takes messages from the body to the brain and again from the brain back to the body. It is a part of our spinal cord, that means the nervous system. Next we have our rib cage. The rib cage is a structure of bones that lies in the chest region. Look at the picture of the rib cage at first. The rib cage is a structure of bones that lies in the chest region. The rib cage protects two delicate organs of our body. Those are lungs and heart. That means lungs and heart are protected by rib cage. It is made up of 12 pairs of ribs. How many pairs of ribs are there? 12 pairs. That means 6 in each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 in each side, total 24. The ribs are thin curved bones. The bones of the rib cage are attached to the backbone at the back and to the chest bone at the front. The chest bone or the sternum is a long flat bone that lies in the center of the rib cage. The last two pairs of the ribs are not attached to the chest bone, that's why they are called the floating ribs. Two of them are floating. Why they are called the floating? Because they are not attached to the chest bone. So today I have discussed up to the rib cage. In our next video I will start from limbs, that is the arms and the legs. So all of you go through this topic at first. Again I will share some important topics with you from this chapter. Thank you.